Ready for the test of tests in this save so far? Cambridge United versus Tottenham Hotspur is your first game today. Premier League opposition for the first time in this save. Apparently Danny Parejo could be in line for his debut for the club. I'd imagine that might be a Carabao Cup debut. He's probably played a Premier League game or two, either from the start or from the bench so far in this save. We've also Shrewsbury away, Bristol Rovers at home, Oxford at home, and Reading away is how we'll work out this episode. Reading, obviously, a side that came down from the league above and are really struggling with their points deduction as well. They earned 6 points and then immediately had them wiped out because they got deducted 6 points IRL. As of yet, haven't deducted Forest or Everton's points yet, but we will be doing so when they've both accrued enough points to have those points then be taken off them again. Thank you for your continued support in the comment section. Do hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying the save. We can hit close to 1,000 again today. That'd be absolutely brilliant. Of course, keep your comments coming in with your potential questions for press conferences for this save with me as in the guise of manager, and continually saying thank you to Benny, to Darren and to Matthew for your support in the comment section and on stream as well. Link in the description to the Twitch channel and the YouTube streaming channel. Of course, Formula 1 content continues on the second channel as well. But Soleil Kaiko scored his first goal of the season in the last episode. We upped the difficulty in the last episode, i.e. we made the sliders more aggressive in the opposition's favour. Our first full 90 will be a bit of a test, really. Son, Richarlison, Kulusevski, Maddison, Skip, Højbjerg, Udogi, Romero, Van der Ven, Emerson Royale and Alfie Whiteman in goal. So a little bit of rotation with Ollie Skip, Richarlison questionably, Emerson Royale and Whiteman in their starting lineup. But Spurs starting quite a strong team. Morrison is now down to 61. He's continually falling in rating, so I am going to bring Okadina in permanently for him, and we will continue to give Zeno some games in the cup as well. At this stage, I kind of actually just want to see what they're like with the new sliders, or updated, slightly altered sliders. So I'm actually going to start a relatively strong side, not my normal go-to Carabao Cup 11. We'll see how this pans out. Probably not very well for me, but you'd love it if I got battered 6-0, wouldn't you? And here's Dejan Kulusevski. Maddison again. Kulusevski's a player that I've always admired in career mode saves, but have never bitten the bullet and bought. This might be the save, although it won't be any time soon, obviously. Emerson Royale with Ollie Skip here. And now Richarlison. And that's 1-0 Tottenham. Pass after pass after pass after pass. And bang. Back of the net. Skip. That's a ping. It's a great pass out to Kulusevski. Back to Emerson Royale. Looking to get the ball inside. And here's Højbjerg. And Kulusevski again. He's away from me. Got a good toe in there, though, with Adam May. We'll see what they can do from the corner. Taking it short. Tottenham looking to get themselves a double advantage here. I am surprised they've started such a strong 11. I expected perhaps a little bit more rotation, but actually quite like the prospect of challenging ourselves against this calibre of side and player. Couldn't quite get the turn with Brophy that I was after there. To then play the man in down the line. Richarlison might go for a pass. Might go for a solo run. He's gone for the pass. And well, Stevens had to shift his feet quickly there to get across to make sure Heung-min Son's effort didn't fly into the back of the net. They took the last corner short. It didn't work. They've learned from that. They're going to whip this one in. Van der Ven will head that down, but Stevens will pounce on it. And I think the referee's given a penalty? Or a free kick to me? It's a free kick to me. Oh, it's fallen to Maddison and to Richarlison. 2-0 Tottenham. Heung-min Son getting the better of Liam Bennett, and then Tottenham making us pay for giving away possession. Not the best there on the right-hand side, but punished us well. Good footwork from Richarlison to open up the angle, offset the goalkeeper and bury it. Under pressure. Emerson Royale is already on a yellow card. That yellow card is going to be doubled, despite the protests of teammates. In fact, it's not even a second yellow. It's just a straight up red card for the lunge from behind on James Brophy. Tottenham down to 10 and sacrificing Richarlison as a result. Pedro Porro coming on now. So James Maddison is going to be their most forward central player now in that cam spot. Porro's immediately got himself out of position as well. We do have Gassan in the middle, who would have been on the end of that if Alfie Whiteman hadn't come for it. Whiteman, a goalkeeper we did look at in pre-season when looking for a backup goalkeeper. Tottenham, we decided, were going to be one of our quote-unquote senior affiliate sides. Tottenham, Norwich and Swansea are those that we're going to prioritise loans from in this save. We do have a backup goalkeeper on loan from Norwich. You guys quite rightly mentioned, actually, as well, in the comment section, that even though some were listed as, that's a very, very good goal by James Maddison, 3-0 Tottenham, even though some were listed as unwilling to relocate, that's only for permanent transfers, and I can still loan those guys in. So we are going to still look to loan players in that have that little tag in their info. Unfortunately, there's no goal scorer tab on our side. It's Tottenham 3, Cambridge United 0. Ange Postecoglou is thrilled, mate. But they left some space here for Elias Kachunga, who does have Premier League experience against Tottenham, obviously, for Huddersfield. Decent cross by Liam Bennett to the back post. Not a great clearance from Pedro Porro, but my attempted squared ball. Oh, did he use a hand there? He might well have done. Or did we use the hand there? They used the hand here. Right. Chance for a consolation goal from Danny Andrew from the free kick. Over the wall and into the top corner, please. Oh! Alfie Whiteman denies us. Brilliant free kick. And it is deflected behind by the goalkeeper for a corner only. Gassan Ahadme's up. His header isn't anywhere near as accurate as the free kick was prior. Gary Monk's side here, still 3-0 down. So that's going to be Tottenham 3. Oh, okay, ref, I was waiting for the whistle. That's going to be Tottenham potentially 4. Cambridge United 0 here. Tottenham 3, Cambridge 0 in the Carabao Cup. Not to worry. Expected result. Not really too offended by that. We had a couple of good chances of our own, and ultimately the quality showed through. Bring on the next League One game, as hopefully we'll get back to business in the league next time around. We have some strong opponents in League One coming up at the end of the episode. That said, actually, the one that we're going to sim here against Shrewsbury, they're 5th in the table and in very good form. 2 wins and 5 unbeaten at least in the last few games for them in the division. We're obviously in good form ourselves. A 4-1, 4-1 for them. We're going to be simulating this one and simulating the next one, and then playing Oxford and Reading at the end of the month. Our highest rated player continually, Liam Bennett at right back, 67, but you'll notice that Okadina is now in at centre back alongside Ryan Bennett because Michael Morrison has declined yet further to 61 rated now. But through James Brophy and substitute George Thomas, we have bagged 3 points once more. So the march continues in League One as we push further forward through this season. Bristol Rovers are next opponents. Again, that one will be simulated, as we say. And then we'll be playing Oxford and Reading at the end of the episode. So let me go and deal with the finances. Cost us 14 grand to go to Shrewsbury, apparently. It's not that far, surely. Second monthly scouting report has come back. Waiting to see what position people play in before we fully commit to actually signing anyone up. We've got 2 potential goalkeeping options now, with Harley Chambers 62 to 80 and Elliot Marshall 57 to 77. You can probably imagine which we would favour of those. We've got a lot of forward players, some potential midfielders or centre-backs. Not many full-back options here, but you can this year now specifically ask to find a certain position with the youth scouts, so we will be looking to do that this year. Still, Sam Forrest looks like the best option, 74 to 94, or the best prospect. 65 to 83 for Ibrahim Rose is still decent. 63 to 85 potentially for new finding Jake Wright could be good too. There are also some absolute poopers in there, but we'll wait another month before calling anyone up because we want to make sure we know exactly who's playing in what position so we can build our youth squad the way that we want to, which of course is in a more realistic, actually having them in a formation way rather than having 10 players in the youth squad and 6 of them being cams. Bristol Rovers have, wow, Scott Sinclair on the right-hand side for them. George Friend at centre-back as well. They've got some good players in there. Where are they in the table so far this season? 9th That said, they were higher. 3 of their last 5 games have ended in defeat. They've got Marcus on the bench as well, formerly of Portsmouth. He's a decent player too. We're in good form, and that good form leads us to a 1-1 draw. Again, they dominate possession and nearly twice as many chances. They had a man sent off in the 55th minute, Conter, but Kachunga equalised for us after only being on the pitch for 2 minutes. So well done to Elias Kachunga for doing that, having quite the impact off the bench. He and George Thomas have made impacts off the bench in the 2 simulated games. So maybe we look to start them in the next game against Oxford. We are continually in the playoffs, but form is starting to have a little bit of a wobble now with the improvement of the sliders for the AI teams. And certainly we're starting to struggle with the nature of the fixture list and the amount of fixtures we've got right now. So as we have to rotate the squad a little bit more, then we will find that as some slightly lesser talented players are on the field, our results might take a further little bit of a hit. We'll see what we can do. I will, however, look to start George Thomas and Elias Kachunga in the next game. Oxford, 12th in the league this season. 66, 66, 66. So a very well-rounded squad for sure. Eastwood in goals decent. Cameron Brannigan is obviously the go-to midfielder for them. Although Josh McEachran, former Chelsea youngster, has got plenty of quality of his own. Murphy on the left-hand side, obviously very, very good indeed. Oxford in real life won the playoffs to get promoted to the Championship for next year in real life. Ruben Rodriguez is a very talented player as well, so we have to keep our eye on him. Another team that aren't playing a 5-back, which is refreshing, but whenever we haven't played a 5-back, actually we've tended to struggle. Put George Thomas out on the right-hand side. We said we were going to start Kachunga and Thomas in this next fixture, so we will do exactly that. And may well give Zeno a game ahead of Ryan Bennett as well. Okadina in for Hadme, too slightly fatigued, but not massively. Right, Oxford at home at the Abbey. The U's versus the U's. It's the University derby. Goodrum. Sharp turn. Great pass. Ruben Rodriguez tried the little ball around the corner. Okadina in the way and able to deal with it, thankfully. Bit of a dodgy attempted challenge there. That nearly a great ball across. Trying to catch Oxford on the break. Jacob Murphy with the ball through. No, it's Josh Murphy, isn't it? I always get Jacob Murphy and Josh Murphy mixed up. Scored both goals in that playoff final for Oxford United against Cambridge's bitter rivals Peterborough. So very pleased that they did that. Thank you very much, Oxford. Cambridge will play Peterborough again next season in real life. Will we be playing Peterborough again next season in this save? We don't yet know. Okadina's going to head that clear. It's only going to go as far as McEachran. That will fall to Bury, who skips past one challenge and then finds the aforementioned Jack Stevens in the way to keep his clean sheet again. Trying to move the ball about as best we can. Danny Andrews' touch, however, has let him down there. The ball has gotten away from him. He's Long now on a yellow card from that horrendous challenge early that very well could have seen him sent off. And his teammate might wish that he wasn't on the pitch anymore because Fajiri's stolen it off him and finishes with aplomb. Not many starts recently for Fajiri Okunabiri, but he's bagged one here. We lead against Oxford, and I believe the phrase is against the run of play because it's been all the away side so far. My first chance on goal has come from a mistake from them, and Faye has buried it. Oxford have had a lot of the ball and have been very dangerous, but when it comes to actual chance creation, they haven't been anywhere near as impressive. They've had me on the back foot for the majority of the game. But we could have had a 2-0 lead. They really need to start creating more, Oxford. Their possession play's been excellent, and most of it has been in my defensive third, but we are standing firm at the back thus far and looking like we might get another victory. If we do end up getting promoted this year, you do have to factor in, of course, that we will have a similarly rated squad in the Championship next season. And it certainly won't go anywhere near as well, that's for sure. We might end up, if we do get promoted this year, having a relegation battle next season. We're trying to keep things as realistic as possible, and I'm doing what I can. But occasionally, the game is just going to overpower anything you can do. Dale into Ruben Rodriguez. Struck, deflected, off Zeno, out for a corner. Here come my changes. Don't know if they made any as well. You imagine that they would have done to try and force the issue to get an equaliser. Gassan underneath this and heads clear well. Brannigan finds Ruben Rodriguez, whoever, who was the man that led to the corner in the first place. It's Brown then for them. Lovely turn by Ruben Rodriguez in the box, looking dangerous. Digby with him. Murphy again. And that's loose and given away. 20 minutes for Oxford to find a way back into the game. But they're going to have to stop using their hands if they want to do so. Little back heel. Long. And Dale. Runners around him. Not sure which way to go. Through that gap. And has worked really well. Brannigan's in. It's the post. A mixture of keeper and woodwork keep it out. With 10 minutes to go. A scything through ball through the defensive line. And if it weren't for the man at the near post, who I'm sure is the clean sheet leader for the league so far this season, then we'd have been level here. Zeno's been rock solid at the back in this game. I really am pleased that we're seeing some high quality performances from him. Ah, Dale's in. They've hit the woodwork again! Oxford! Done everything but score a goal today. 60 seconds to go between us and 3 more points in the League One campaign. We've made the sliders more difficult. We've lessened the shot and passing error for the AI and upped their passing and shot speed. But if they're not going to create, then what can I do? They hit the woodwork twice, though, to be fair to them in that game, Oxford, and could very well have won that fixture. Reading picking up 3 points, which they really, really need, because we took their points deduction off them, and they are still bottom of the table, despite the fact that they would, well, actually only be 21st if their points tally was still as it should be. In fact, they'd be 22nd because of goal difference, so they'd be in the relegation zone anyway. We took Reading's points off them, we took Wigan's points off them. As it stands, we're actually in an automatic promotion spot. I'm not entirely too sure how we're doing this with the squad that we have and the sliders that we've put in place. I will, again, make the sliders more difficult for me. And we will lower the shot error and lower the pass error yet further. We had tested these, but we'll see what happens now. Up next is, well, on paper, a really difficult game because Reading are a very capable side in terms of quality of player they have at their disposal. You'll notice Sam Smith and Harvey Nibbs in their front two. Lewis Wing is very good. Joel Pereira in goal is, well, Joel Pereira. And they've got strength elsewhere in the squad as well. Chris Taylor on the bench is a Patreon player. First time we've come across a Patreon player for a little while here. We might have to rotate a little bit here for stamina. Indeed we do, but not actually as much as I fear that we might have to. So we might be alright, actually. I could maybe put Digby at centre-back, and then Adam May can come in midfield, and that will be a side good enough to start and continue. Put Lyle Taylor on the bench, and Morrow can go onto the bench for Zeno. But other than that, we look good, but we've now made it even more difficult for ourselves. So let's see what Reading's like. Lancaster does really well. Big old switcheroo out wide there to Soleil Kaikai as well. Gassan's going to be drifting in the middle and found well, and what a goal! Gassan Ahadme! Brilliant goal! We tried something similar in a game earlier in the season from the opposite side where Brophy whipped it and Gassan thwacked it straight into the stand. This time, Soleil on the opposite side into the middle, and on the volley this time, Gasman knew exactly what he was doing. Buried beautifully. Is that a goal of the season contender? Maybe. With the technique on the volley, I'll add it to the shortlist nonetheless. Lancaster sticks a toe in. Can't quite get it back. Hutchinson finds Mukairu. Then an option in the box. Oh! None of which he takes. He just goes straight for goal. Made a beeline for it. We're the ones in yellow and black. They're the ones with the stripes, but he made a beeline for goal there. Picked the ball up and just drove straight towards it. I was so worried about the squared ball. Didn't even contemplate the fact that he'd just run and have a shot. He did. He scored. 1-1. Andrew down the line into Brophy. It's 1-1 here now. Looking to replicate the first goal. Gassan can't quite get there. Soleil's there though. Can Gas get to this? No. Everybody on the floor. Goalkeeper with the ball. Very nearly. An instant response for us to go immediately back in front. Lancaster has Gassan with him, and there's space for Soleil out wide. We'll try and replicate the first goal. Maybe through Liam Bennett instead. Oh, Lancaster, surely! Joel Pereira. A, how has their defence allowed Lancaster to just bring that down in the box like that? And B, how's he missed it? Gassan's up with a header off the top of the bar and over. Should be 2-1. Can't believe Jack's missed that. Rephrase. Can't believe Pereira saved it. Nibs out wide. A Brafer found well. And Aziz. And a Brafer again. Tony Andrew trying to get back there and does so well, but caught on it by Harvey Nibs. Couldn't get rid of it quickly enough. Nibsy's in. Jack Stevens with the save. Well, both goalkeepers now denying the opposition striker an obvious chance that they should have taken. Cousins into Lancaster. Just bullied out of it by Hutchinson. Aziz through the gap nicely. And a Brafer. Sam Smith wound up quickly, but Digby able to get to him equally as responsively. Adame will use the right back first, and Soleil will keep the run going down the line. Gassan's in the middle again. He's calling for it again. He'll get it again, but he won't score. Ukairu intercepted well by Soleil Kaikai. Well, the option in the middle is there. Monlouis heads it away, and it will be a corner for us. With most of the second half still to go, we could add another goal. Gassan's hit the bar again. Oh, how? Just quite simply, how has Joel Pereira stopped that? Unbelievable reactions from him. He saved that as well, I think. Or has that just gone straight up wide from Gasman? I think it has. It's Mikairu. Nice the challenge well. We get rid. I mean, there's seconds to go. Oh, it would be a huge counter-attack if we could have done it. But it's Reading that are in possession, and Reading that will stand the chance of winning the game if they can create something. Bindon to Mola. Soleil's doing his best. Mikairu turns away from me, but that'll be game. It's a point only against Reading. We took the early lead. They pulled us back and held us in the end. So another point for their survival campaign, another point for our apparent growing promotion campaign. But at the moment, I don't know. There's going to come a point where our players are going to stop performing and stop growing to the point where everyone else starts to catch us up. It's Bristol Street Motors Trophy time next time out, so that will be a simulated game nut to be absolutely sure. Wigan, Carlisle, then Lincoln in the league, and Pompey away. That will be huge. Bolton and Barnsley are difficult games as well. And we're not far away from the Christmas period. But for now, bottom in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy, out in the Carabao Cup, but second in the league, which means at the moment we're in an automatic promotion spot, and we'd have a rather sizable wage budget for next year, with a number of players set to leave as well, but we have to keep it up, and I don't think we will be, if I'm completely honest. And our transfer budget next season, if the season 1 balance stays as is, that needs to be changed to 30% if we're still in League One, is going to be big-ish, bigger certainly than this season, but big enough to drastically enough improve the squad? I don't know. I really genuinely don't know. That's going to be all for today's episode, though. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Bolton look like they're running away with the league. We are considerably behind and only 2 points above Portsmouth in 4th. Portsmouth, who we will play in that next episode. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Please do keep your thumbs up coming. Please do keep your comments coming and your questions for the press conferences, which should start soon. I've been recording ahead of time, so I haven't had the chance to implement them yet, but they are on the way. And I will see you next time.